Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving into a fascinating blog post about leveraging Claude, Anthropic's LLM, for personal software development. The author dramatically sped up an Emacs package by using Claude to port parts of it to Rust, achieving a 1000x performance improvement. Amazing, right?
1,000 times faster? That's incredible. So what was the original problem? Was it just slow performance, or something more complex?
Exactly. The problem was the Obsidian update function in an Emacs plugin for Obsidian.md. It was painfully slow because it rescanned the entire Obsidian vault for tags and metadata every time a note was opened. Think of it like constantly rebuilding your entire library catalog every time you want to find a single book.
Ugh, that sounds terrible. So the author decided to rewrite it in Rust for better performance. But why use Claude at all? Couldn't they have just done it themselves?
That's where it gets really interesting. The author, initially, planned to do it themselves, but decided to experiment with Claude. They didn't expect much, but Claude ended up doing most of the heavy lifting. They gave Claude the Emacs Lisp code and asked it to create a Rust program that would do the same thing, outputting the data as JSON. And it worked!
Whoa, so Claude not only understood the Emacs Lisp code, but also translated it into Rust and even generated the necessary project files? That's some serious code comprehension.
Precisely. It even generated a functioning cargo.tom file. It wasn't perfect, of course. There were a few minor bugs, but Claude was able to fix those with minimal prompting. The author then asked Claude to create the Emacs Lisp code to integrate the new Rust program. And again, it largely worked on the first try. The whole project took only an afternoon.
That's astonishing. It sounds almost too good to be true. Did the author express any reservations or criticisms about Claude's performance?
Yes, the author did acknowledge some reservations. While impressed, they also questioned whether their initial surprise was due to outdated expectations of LLMs. They pointed out that Claude has improved significantly, and that the task, while impressive, was still relatively contained about 1,000 lines of code. They also noted that while LLMs are great at generating code, they still lag behind human experts in debugging, refactoring, and overall system design.
That's a fair point. It's easy to get caught up in the hype. So, what were the author's overall takeaways from this experience?
The author was ultimately very excited. They felt a renewed sense of joy in building personal software, something they hadn't felt in years. They believe LLMs like Claude can significantly reduce the friction in personal software development, allowing developers to focus on higher-level design and concepts. They also highlighted the need for better tooling and interface design around LLMs to fully realize their potential. The current interfaces, they felt, are lagging behind the capabilities of the models themselves.
That's a great point. It seems like the tools are still catching up to the technology. But the potential is undeniably exciting. This really highlights how quickly LLMs are advancing and how they're changing the landscape of software development. It's truly remarkable.
Absolutely. It's a game changer, and we're only scratching the surface. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of AI-assisted software development. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.